What's up, guys? The other day I had a little conversation with knifekits.com about the Holstex. I mentioned this in a previous video, and we hypothesized that the curling that I experienced was the result of heating the material too high and too quickly. Just the same way that when you heat up Kydex too fast, too high a temperature, it'll like warp and shrink. So we're theorizing that that's the case at the moment. And considering that this is a material geared more towards DIYers, what I'm going to try to do is do a little experiment on this and use a heat gun instead. And what we're going to do is we're going to, because a DIYer is apparently more likely to have a heat gun as their primary heat source. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor the temperature with the non-contact thermometer, and we're going to heat it slowly with the heat gun. Now, I kind of have an experimental holster to make at the moment. A customer requested that I make a holster to accommodate, if I can, the Glock with the C5L attached to it. So I'm going to experiment with the material in an experimental process with an experimental holster here. So I figured it'd be a good opportunity to try it out on all of these things. I'm thinking I might do like a reverse skeleton instead of all underneath the gun. It'll come around the top, and well, we'll see how it goes when we get there. But primarily, I'm just going to record the part during which I make the mold with the Holstex. So here we go. Let's get fired up and give it a shot. I'm going to start the heat gun off on the low setting, warm it up, and monitor the temperature here. I'm going to be as gentle as I can. I'm going to start on the low setting, heat it gradually and flip it frequently, and check the temperature and see what it does. See where we're at. We'll probably be like 90 something degrees here. 140 degrees, and no signs of warping. Go. 178 degrees on average. Look at this. We're getting a curl. Let's see what kind of temperature we have here. 190-ish. 204. Still about 190, 200-ish. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I think what's happening is that some parts are cooling as other parts are heating. So I'm going to turn up the heat gun and see if I can get it to heat more evenly. I think I've brought it up in temperature nice and slow up to this part, up to this point, so we'll see how we go from here. Okay, so we're at about 220, 230, 240 here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it at this point, the point at which it starts to curl, so we can see what kind of definition and results we can generate at this level. So maybe we can get good results at a lower temperature. Maybe that's part of the benefit of this material. So what I'm going to do is I'm about to work really fast and clamp down the press. and see what we can get. See what comes out of here in a few minutes. So we're back. This guy's been in here for about 10 minutes, so we're going to unlock this press and see what comes out of this. And we'll have some more data, some more official recorded data on the Holstex material. What kind of temperatures it likes, what kind of heating strategy it likes, and so on. So, gathering intel here on the material. I could have just, cut to the thing out of the press, but, got to build the suspension. Dramatic music, cue the dramatic music. And here we go. That is poor definition. That's what I would say. I would say that is not the kind of definition that I would like. So apparently it's going to take a little bit more than 240 degrees to get good results out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, warm up another piece, see if I can push it to a slightly higher temperature, maybe somewhere around 290 degrees, and do another press. And when we get back, I will have had made that and we can compare these things to each other. At this point I have the Holstex in the oven at the lowest possible temperature setting. It's been in there for a couple minutes, being real gentle. It's at 178 degrees right now. So take it out, rotate it, warm back up. We're going to see if it reacts in any funny way. So we know it should start curling up at about, I guess it looks like the 200 degree range right here. I was kind of hoping for more than this, I mean, this could be good if you're doing like a very general kind of molding, This has the same kind of definition as a, maybe a more duty style kind of holster, but it doesn't have the blitzkrieg kind of insane crisp definition that we've come to expect from Kydex, that's for sure. Not unless we heat it up and get involved with how it curls. But if we can get the Holstex to do this, I will be more than thrilled with it. But I guess this is part of the process. I don't want anybody to think that I'm bashing this stuff at all. I just want to be honest and open about the experience that I'm having with it, and I want to put the knowledge and the experience out there as soon as I can get it. I want to share the process with everybody. So if there are ups, there are ups. If there are downs, there are downs. All right, 208 degrees, and as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of that curl going on. So I'll flip it over, flip it around, flippity-doo-dah, put it in there again, and I know on my oven that when I set it to 150, it will go as high as 250 before it cycles off, and so I can leave the material in there and get up to about 250, 260. So I'm going to let that hang out there for another minute. We're going to take another temperature check in a couple minutes, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, so we're at about 260 degrees here. Let's take a look. We're starting to get a little bit more of an aggressive kind of curl happening. But I'm going to let this hang out. It's still kind of vinyl-y feeling. It's not like really soft. But that'll be step 2. Put that in there for just a second. Start getting the press prepared here. Check the temp again. Alright, 255, 260. I'm going to push it up just a little bit higher. Alright, 270, 280. Let's rock and roll at this temperature, see what we can get it to do. Bring that out. I'm going to take advantage of the curl as I make this the wraparound style holster. So this guy's going to go in here like that. Get this press. Set up. And we're going to crank it down. And we're back. It's been about another 10 minutes, so I'm going to open up the press and see if we got superior results with this particular attempt. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully we'll see something good here. I'm interested. I'm sure we all are. Okay, that's better. Better indeed. It's still not what I was hoping for, but it's pretty good, I think. Let's take a look. See what we got here. So this is our. Let's come around over here. Use this light to talk about these items. So here we go. We've got our. This is the newest piece compared to the first piece. So you can see right off the bat a lot better definition in the second pressing. It's still not the really tight definition that I was looking for, but then again we didn't come close to 300 degrees. I think I backed off around 280 on this one, so that's not bad. That's reasonable for like a more generalized duty style holster. There's not the big dramatic difference in matte and shiny on this one. Both sides seem equally glossed. I mean the interior and the exterior is what I'm saying. But yeah, I think you could. I think we're probably gonna have to try this again to really get a good handle on what kind of temperature settings this likes. But it was starting to curl even before this temperature. So I don't know, maybe I think we heated it adequately slowly and gently and didn't overheat it. So I wonder what the tolerance is on this stuff. So far I've found that the Kydex is more forgiving to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make what I was trying to make out of Kydex. You know, this could all be due to my familiarity with the material. None versus more in terms of the Kydex. But I'm going to go ahead, and when we get back I will have the thing that I was trying to make. So stand by for that. So this is what I was trying to accomplish all along. I'm getting started on a sort of inverted skeleton holster. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it so that the holster covers the top part of the slide here, comes down around and covers up the trigger guard with a rivet in the front. I accomplished this in the usual way, heating the Kydex to about 350 slowly in the oven and then applying pressure. It didn't, you know, of course it didn't warp or melt or roll up on me in an objectionable way. It just did what it did and was consistent and predictable. Just to remind you what we had before, this is the second attempt of the evening of the Holstex to heat it gently and evenly and try and work with it such that we don't shock it or overheat it in such a way that causes it to you know, roll up aggressively. But even though we heated it slowly, it still did some rolling, and we didn't get the same kind of definition here. So when we get back, I'll have the finished product on this one. So here we are. Just wanted to follow up with the project, let you see the results that I got and what I was going for here. This is to fit the Glock 19 or 25, as the case may be with my friend Vic, and the Viridian C5L. So this is, you know, a variation of the skeleton holster. It's going to be worn primarily in the waistband, or, you know, strictly rather in the waistband, with the lanyard attached, so that as you draw, it will pop right off. And to reholster, you'd have to do it with one hand. I mean, with both hands rather, and attach it like that. And instead of going underneath, where I felt like having a seam along the bottom would fight you in terms of getting the light to clear, I figured I'd cover the muzzle, the slide, and have it wrap around into the trigger guard from this way. So I think that's a pretty clever solution for this challenge here. Just wanted to share the details of this with you. Pretty pleased with it. I think it turned out pretty well, and the Kydex, as has become pretty standard, was reasonably easy to work with. I was hoping that I could get this kind of action out of the Holstex without running into the problems of it rolling up on me. But in 2 attempts, I didn't quite get into the realm that I was looking for here. You know, I was really trying to find the line where I could get it to a area where I was getting good results, but without getting it to the point where it was hard to work with. And we didn't find it on this trip out. I'm going to give them another call, talk to them, see what's going on. Maybe they've got some more advice for me, and do another update video. But for now, this is where we're at with the material. This is going to be going out to longtime subscriber and supporter, an awesome buddy of mine, Mr. Vic Fox. We are getting through your order, Vic, and I hope you like your new holster. So I think this, you challenged me to make a holster to fit, a skeleton holster to fit this C5L, and I think I met your challenge, sir. So let me know how you like it. Let me know what you think. So thanks for watching. This has been the Holstex update, part 2, and an experiment. By no means a condemnation of the material yet. It's just a test and just an experiment. So keep watching. We're going to have more tests and more experiments, and it will work for us, I predict. It's just going to take some certain amount of finessing, and that'll all happen on camera, so you can get the benefit of the experience as well. So keep an eye out for the revised soup to nuts how-to video, and Good luck with all your own projects.